Hi everybody. Of course I'm not here to actually do any paper crafting, but I wanted to touch base with everyone, let you know that I'm okay. Um, I've been doing other things, not crafting. The only thing I did kind of close to crafting was I watched a video from a woman, I believe her name is Charlene, because her channel is called Charlene's Studio 21. I will link her video below because I watched her video on making rust with spices from your kitchen. And I've made rust before. I've rusted items before. And I do have items here to show what I used to rust metal. However, Charlene's video was rusting fake rust, total fake looking rust on paper. She did like snowflake type things. I have cardboard numbers and items mainly from Vibe of Vintage, these like die cuts that are numbers and stuff. And I just thought, how cool would it be if I could rust on these really cool die cuts from Vibe of Vintage, which I will also link her Etsy shop to these like Cricut cuts. These are cutouts that were done on my Cricut machine or a paper cutting machine, and I'm in love with those. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could put a fake rust on them? So of course it doesn't require the bowl, but I didn't want nothing here. So she used paint and spices from the kitchen, and hers came out beautiful. I wanted to try it. However, mine were a fail. So I will show them. I'm going to go get the spices that I used, and we'll we'll figure out why mine were a fail and what I'm definitely going to do it again without the fail part, hopefully. So let me get those spices and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. First, Charlene got out her paper, or cardboard I should say, and put them on parchment paper or wax paper. I used parchment paper. I believe that's what she used. That way they don't stick. And she spread them out so they're not touching, which also is what I did. Then she took different like sponges and things and actually painted. She used, I'm not too sure now what color she used. I used blue, I used black paint, blue paint, and I just dabbed it on. And then I sprinkled, we have cinnamon, I believe she used cinnamon. We have paprika, I used paprika. We have chili, I believe this one was my culprit. This was the one, I don't believe she used chili. If she did, she had a different type of chili. I just, these are my craft ones. These are my craft ones. Anyway, I believe this is the culprit because when I look at it, it has, I'm not too sure if you can even see that really. Sorry. Let me see. It has like, I don't know, like white marks in it and chunky, little chunky things. Anyway, on the paper, which I'll show you, you'll see. So mine, because I did use this, is the culprit. I will not be using this again. What I also used, she did not, was I put some, no, not onion, this was just empty. This was instant coffee, so it melts when it gets wet. So on the wet paint, and I sprinkled it on, and it kind of melted, and at first I wasn't going to like that look at all, and I thought, oh, no more coffee. But I actually ended up liking it a little bit. You'll see. There, it's a fail, but I did learn something. So I guess that's the important part. Okay, so let me get all this out of the way. And these are it. So as you can see, there's like these chunky seedy looking things that it just didn't look like rust necessarily to me at all. And I really thought it was going to look way cooler. Let me see if I have a white piece of paper I can put over my mat so that you can kind of see. I'm just going to use this folder. Now I'm going to dig out, if I can find, a couple of the ones that I used the coffee on, just the ends, and it came out kind of shiny. And so I don't know if you can see that shine on just the corner where the coffee stuck. And I actually liked that look, and I didn't hardly use it on anything. But here it is again. You can kind of see the coffee sort of melted into the paint and got a textury, more rusty look. And I really, really like that. And when Charlene did it, hers looked like rust. Hers did not look like, I don't know, some sort of herbal stuff. But so yeah, definitely I would use the coffee sparingly. I think if I totally coated one in coffee, I don't want all of it shiny. But I definitely will not use chili powder. No chili powder. Okay, that's what I took away from that. And so I kind of have a hot mess here that didn't work out. But I did learn something. I learned no chili. That's what I learned. Okay, so I'm just going to put these away. And I'm going to put these away. I'm going to keep them. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to come up with a way to use them, but we'll see. It's not like us to throw stuff away, correct? Correct. Here's the metal things that I've rusted that I wanted to share. Because for me, I knew some of these weren't going to rust like these. We all know when we rip these off of cans that they're not going to rust, really. But I did figure out that for some of them, they definitely got older and grungier looking, which I did like that. I didn't expect these to rust as well as they did, but they really did. Here is one that I did not rust. And again, I don't know how well you can see that. It's nighttime here. But here's the one I didn't rust. And there are the ones that are rusted. Let's see if I can move my light here. I don't know if that helped or hindered. Okay. And these, of course, which are Tim Holtz. And here's one I did not rust. So you can see how they came out. We all have these, and I rusted these. These were bright gold. These were bright gold like these are bright gold. These gold ones did not rust. These gold ones rusted, and now I really like them. I did not like them before. Just some little charms. Smaller paper clips. Okay, we all rust that. My exciting for me was, I thought, why don't I try rusting staples? And so I did. And they are very time consuming, a little bit difficult. They don't want to rust because of probably what they're made out of. But they do rust. This is one I did not rust. These are ones I did rust. Once I rust everything, and I let it dry for many days, probably 3 or 4 days. This actually I left dry longer because, especially like in things like this, there's so many little tiny nooks and crannies. But after I let them dry for a couple of days, then I spray them with a matte sealer, which I'll also get. Talk amongst yourselves while I pick this up. Just got this at Walmart, and it's just Decorative Crafts Clear Acrylic Sealer, the matte. Hope you can see that. Hope you can see that. That's what I take this outside, which is why it's in this box. Here's the parchment paper, and they're all mixed together just in a big rusty lump, and I just spray, and then I let it dry a little bit. I toss them around, I spray, and I just kind of keep doing that. Then I separate them all, and then I had 2 of these boxes with all this separated, and I just keep spraying them off and on. That way they still give off a little crumbly, but they're moving parts here, and that's just the way it is. But I really do like the way these came out. I did try these, and the gold ones didn't really rust at all, but the other ones did. So now I'm hoping that they didn't rust too much, that when I use them, they just crumble. I'm hoping so don't go out and rust everything, because I don't know how those are going to fare when I use them. I'll have to try that. The staples, where's my paper that I tried my staples on? My staples I've been using. Let me move this out of the way. And here are those 2 boxes I did not. These are 2 boxes that I've already taken all the staples out, rusted them, put all the staples back in. So these are all rusted. They look just like these for the most part. They're all a little different, just depends. And these I put a slightly heavier coating on of this. Here's a little stapler I got at Walmart for like 99 cents. And I just wanted to try the staples. And of course, when they're one by one, it's hard to actually pick up the rust. But when you look at one that is not rusted at all, it's very shiny. And I actually really think these are cool. The rusted ones are really cool. Here I used my tape that I made in 2 or 3 videos back. This is the tape I made, and I had to tape the boxes shut because I learned early on they're easy. Getting these out of the boxes are easy. It's when they're rusted, trying to get them back in a box does not work. Impossible. I promise you. For me, it's impossible. So after I take them all out, I take the box apart completely like this, because when I have to put them back in the box, I have to stack them first on the box. I open the box and I stack them just like this, but here. They're very time-consuming process, because as you see, as you get them out, some of them are already broke. That's how it is when you first get them. And just rusting them does end up breaking more. That's why those are even smaller. And handling them and stuff, they're bound to just have some casualties. But I do, whoop, this one broke in my hand, have extra so that any that get lost or broke off in too small pieces, I can take from the extra box that I have and put them in to create a full box. Not that I don't lose single little staples I can't put back on, so there are those casualties, but I put them like this when I'm doing these. I wish when I first did it I would have used a bigger thing, because now I only have this one to use, and as you see, it's quite small. When I first did it, I used a jar like this, and I tried to stand them up, which worked. However, I think the weight of themselves, eventually they were just breaking like that. So I don't know if that was super smart, but maybe I'll put that up there. But I put them like this, and my recipe isn't my recipe. I don't know whose recipe it was. It seems like everyone seems to have the same recipe, but slightly different. Mine is hydrogen peroxide, cheap brand. Get it from the Dollar Tree or Walmart. White vinegar from Dollar Tree or Walmart, wherever you get it. And just plain salt. That's what I use. Those three things. The other thing is, I don't really measure. Some people have a 2-to-1 and then a couple tablespoons, whatever. I don't measure. Sorry, don't measure. So I just thought I'd show you. I don't think it matters what you start with, but before I start, I do want to say that when I used this jar a couple times, you can tell, sometimes it gets really warm. I chose not to use the lid on it because it gets so warm, I get nervous. And because I keep the jar in my craft room ends up smelling like vinegar. Same with this, no lid. I just put it like this in my craft room. My craft room ends up stinking like white vinegar. It's just a casualty of what we do. And I do try to turn mine or manipulate them a little bit, but I try to be very gentle, especially with these because they break so easy. And I only let them go like 24 hours, a day and a half. Then I take them out and lay them out on parchment paper. I let them pretty much dry. And then if they're not as rusty as I like, believe it or not, I put them back in. I don't know why it seems to help if I let them dry first and then put them back in for another day and then take them out. Then I let them dry for days. They do rust more as they dry after those days. They just rust a little bit more. So don't let them get so rusty that you think, oh, I just need them more. And you let them go 5 days, because by the time you dig them out and then they sit, they'll be too rusty. Too bad. You don't want that. I did that with one of my first batches, and like little baby pins and stuff. Anything super thin kind of rusted right through or broke as I was handling it. So you don't want too much of that. I kind of use a sort of a 50-50 of peroxide and vinegar. Right, wrong, I don't know, don't care. It didn't seem to work, or not. It didn't seem to matter. Whatever, it didn't seem to matter. But some people, I think, were like 2 of this to 1 of this. And perhaps I do use heavier on this, but as you see, I do not measure. Use my hand, sprinkle like that, and then I put the salt in. The bigger the jar or bowl or whatever you choose to put yours in, obviously the more you'll use. So if you want to go with, you know, like if you use 2 cups of this, then 1 cup of this, and then 2 tablespoons of that, whatever. Because what I do then is, when I leave it like that, I keep putting these in. You can mix the salt. You can take your spoon or whatever and just mix the salt. I'm not that picky. Once I start putting these in, again, because I get them out later, after a day, I get these out, let them dry a little bit, then I can decide where I want the newer ones to be put in at. You could probably even just put them in like that, especially if you go like that. But I have been separating them. And I like to put them down, feet first. And then when I'm done putting all these down, I will recover with more whatever I need, whatever I want. Just add more in there. I'm not too picky. I don't think I can damage anything myself by not getting a mixture correct. I don't think. If I'm wrong, sorry. I will tell you, well, some of these that even aren't broke, they will be broke till I'm done. That's just how it is. Okay. Again, if you're doing one box, I definitely would have picked a bigger bowl thing, but it is what it is. And now that this is for resting, that's what I'm going to use. Just a little extra of this. Put things in if I have to, but everything is covered right now. I might even just put in a little extra salt. Just poke that in every so often. I will re-manipulate them every once in a blue moon for the next 24 to about a day and a half. About a day to day and a half. And then I get them out, let them dry. So about 24 hours. And then I put them back in. I don't even throw this away. I just put them back in. The other thing that I did do, this time I'm not doing it and I want to try and see how it works, is every time I did this before, I took a rusty bell that I had, rusted from previous rustings, and threw it in there. I just thought adding something rusty already in there might help to teach these guys what I want them to do. Learn from this. So let me I'm going to get something. Okay, let's see. One of these little guys, which are rusty. And I'm just going to plunk that in there. There. Teach them. And hopefully these will turn out like these. And I will probably be listing these already rusted ones in my Etsy shop when I get around to it. But obviously, if you don't want to wait, it can be done. You may not want to try with a whole box at first. You may want to start with a larger container. I'm using glass, but I've watched people do it with plastic. I just don't have enough I don't know, courage to do it with plastic, because when I do it, it does seem to get warm and I don't cover it. I don't know if that matters. Maybe if you cover it, it works better. I don't know. The other thing I wanted to share was I thought, oh, well, let's try it with Tim Holtz, the tiny ones. And this is how they came out. So here's one I did not rust, and all these I threw in. And that's how they came out. I am not going to make and sell these, at least not right now, but I just wanted to show you. I tried it, and they kind of sort of worked. They definitely got aged and grungy, which I love. I will be doing this again because I love it. So I just wanted to show you I did do that. And these staples were from, I'm thinking, the Dollar Outlet, I think. I think I got these at the Dollar Outlet, not sure. These staples, which have the same amount, I got at Walmart. The hard part is really just, sorry, I didn't mean to swat. I seen a, a hair or something. I just want anyone to know, if you do this, it's very, you have to be very careful, and they will break up. They will shorten and break up. So have an extra box if you plan to make them in bunches and perhaps sell them or share them. You're definitely gonna need to fill in some, because you're gonna lose some. Let's see, before I end it, I would, oh, the other thing before I bought this a couple weeks ago, and I said I really, liked it at that time. I really haven't been in here gluing anything, but, I do come in and just out of curiosity, let me get a piece of paper here, just out of curiosity, I lift it up and I just want to see like what's, I don't even use it and it comes right out. Like I don't have to even barely squeeze it. It's like always right there, right at the tip. And probably if I used it every day, it wouldn't even get like any. The only reason it does is because I can't even tell you the last time I touched it. You can see I haven't really even, for as many little dots are in there. The only time it leaked was when I propped it up against that side right there, and it leaked out. That was it. Other than that, it doesn't leak at all. There's no glue on this little pad, and I'm definitely getting more of these. It's a shame they're kind of so big. They're wobbly. They're not the greatest looking. I wish I knew what this thing was. I would buy this just to get these and figure out a different apparatus to put it in, but it works. I love this. Wish I had this 2 years ago for sure. Now, before I go any further, I just want to thank all the sweet, kind subscribers who messaged me and reached out in many of my different social places that they can find me, and inquired on how I was doing. And thank you so much. You have no idea how good that makes me feel. I also miss being on. I miss you guys. I just haven't done anything. I just haven't. I'm really in a weird place right now. Seems to be a lot going on, even on days where there's nothing happening. So I'm getting the urge to come back and start something. But I haven't even been watching many crafting videos because for whatever reason, they start to, I just feel, I don't know, anxiety or something, overwhelmed. I'm not sure, but I've been watching very few. Um, Seven Plaza. Oh, sorry, been watching you. Boop, every and oh my gosh, Yuri. I've been watching. Can't miss them. But other than that, I've really been trying to stay away from crafting videos because it just brings a feeling of overwhelmed, I guess. But anyway, lately I've been just sort of starting to crave to do something. I'm afraid if I just jump in and start, I may crumble and go back to square one. So I don't want to rush back in it. But I just wanted to let everyone know, still here. Please hang in with me if you can, please. And I just want to thank Miss Rosemarie. Thank you so much. Robyn, Conni, Sage. I mean, you women know who you are, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart that you've reached out and that you care, and all your kind comments just is what keeps me going, that I don't just give up. I don't want to, but I'm just saying it really does help me. So thank you to all, and I'm sorry I didn't make anything really great, but I just really wanted to come on and show you that I didn't give up. I didn't quiet quit. I didn't. And thank you. Stay creative.